All right, everybody, buckle up because today we are diving headfirst into the wild world of AI side hustles. And let me tell you, this isn't just some fluffy hype. We're talking about real tactics to make real money using this brand new tool from Google, NotebookLM.
That's right, we're cutting through the noise and going straight to the good stuff.
Because let's be real, everyone and their dog is talking about AI these days. But we're going beyond the buzzwords, digging into how this specific tool, NotebookLM, can actually be useful for you.
And we're tapping a source that's all about cutting through the hype and finding what actually works. Reddit.
Exactly. We're going straight to the source. We found a thread on our The Side Hustle Talk about a place where people are serious about making that side hustle money, and they are buzzing, well, maybe brainstorming is a better word, about how to use NotebookLM.
And there's a healthy dose of skepticism, too, which I always appreciate. They're not just jumping on the AI bandwagon, they're asking the tough questions. Like, how do you actually turn this thing into a moneymaker?
Which is exactly what we're here to break down. But first, for anyone who hasn't been glued to their screen every second since Google I/O, what is NotebookLM? In a nutshell, it's like this. Imagine having a super smart AI assistant who's read every document, every article, every single PDF you can throw at it.
And I mean everything. We're talking dense, technical stuff, boring reports, even those ebooks you bought but never quite finished reading. NotebookLM eats it all up.
And here's the kicker. It doesn't just spit back a boring summary. You can actually have a conversation with it, ask it questions, get its insights. It's like having a brainstorming partner who's already done all the reading for you.
That's the game changer here. It's not just about summarizing. It's about synthesizing information and making it digestible, especially in audio format.
Okay, so let's get into these side hustle ideas because the Reddit thread did not disappoint.
It didn't. The first one they highlighted was the data whisperer.
Love that name. So the data whisperer. Walk us through it.
Think about all the information companies have these days. It's overwhelming. Internal documents, market research, competitor analysis, meeting notes, you name it. Most of the time, it's just sitting there in some digital wasteland.
Because nobody has time to read it all.
Exactly. That's where the data whisperer comes in. You feed all that data to NotebookLM. And instead of executives and managers wasting hours trying to find the key takeaways, they could just ask NotebookLM.
So instead of saying like, hey, Sarah, can you pull that report on the latest marketing campaign results? Be like, hey, NotebookLM, what were the key takeaways from the spring marketing campaign?
Exactly. And boom, NotebookLM breaks down the data, pulls out the important stuff, and gives you clear, concise answers, maybe even some predictions based on past campaigns.
Think about all the tools companies use these days. Notion, Obsidian. They're bursting with information. You could become the person who makes all that knowledge accessible.
And valuable, because time is money.
Right, absolutely. Okay, side hustle number 2 from the Reddit deep dive about the contract ninja. Tell me more. This one piqued my interest.
So the Contract Ninja is all about tackling complex legal documents in niche industries. Regulations, permits, all that fun stuff that makes your eyes glaze over.
Yeah, not exactly light reading, but people need to understand it.
They do. The Reddit user gave the example of the EV charging station market. It's booming right now, but there are so many regulations, zoning laws, permit requirements. It's a minefield for businesses.
Totally. You've got all these entrepreneurs trying to set up shop, and they're wading through pages and pages of legal jargon.
Exactly. But imagine if they could just give all that to NotebookLM. And then they could have a conversation with it like, hey, can I put a charging station in a residential area? What permits do I need for that?
It could save them so much time, money, and headaches.
And that's where you come in. You become the go-to expert, the contract ninja, who can translate that legal mumbo-jumbo into plain English, specifically for businesses in that niche.
Okay, I am loving this. And now for the last, but certainly not least, my personal favorite Reddit-inspired NotebookLM side hustle, the audiobook alchemist. This one speaks to me on a spiritual level. Hit me with it.
This was great for anyone who loves learning or teaching. Think about all those online courses, ebooks, how-to guides out there, tons of great information. But sometimes, who has the time to sit and read?
I know I don't. I much prefer listening these days. Walking the dog, doing the dishes, suddenly I'm learning about, I don't know, ancient Sumerian history.
Exactly, and that's what the audiobook alchemist does. You take those existing resources, feed them to NotebookLM, and turn them into high-quality audio courses.
So instead of just another boring audiobook, it's like having an expert in your ear, breaking down the information, making it engaging, maybe even adding some examples or stories.
Precisely. The Reddit user specifically mentioned those Eastern medicine and self-help ebooks, which are already a huge market.
Genius. People love that stuff. Okay, so we've got the ideas, we're fired up, but how do we make this real? What does someone listening actually need to do to get started?
That's the $1 question, right?
Yeah.
First off, don't underestimate the competition. NotebookLM is a powerful tool. It's free, and word's going to get out. So don't expect to just throw something together and rake in the cash.
It's like anything else, right? You need a plan.
Exactly. Think about your niche. What are you passionate about? What unique skills or knowledge do you have that you can combine with NotebookLM to create something truly valuable?
It's not enough to just regurgitate information. You've got to package it, present it, market it. That's where your creativity and entrepreneurial spirit come in.
I'd add quality control to that list, too. Don't assume that just because NotebookLM generates audio, it's going to be amazing. You've got to put in the work to make sure the content is engaging, well-structured, and provides real value to your audience.
It's about finding that sweet spot. Your passion plus marketable skills equals side hustle success.
And don't be afraid to get creative, to combine those Reddit ideas. What if you offered niche audio summaries paired with concise documents prepped for client meetings, all powered by NotebookLM? That's a service people would pay for.
There you have it, folks. Proof that sometimes the best way to predict the future is to invent it, or at least listen really carefully when other people invent it first. But seriously, who knows what amazing side hustles are just waiting to be discovered? Maybe one of you listening will be the next NotebookLM millionaire.